Well, welcome to our third Thursday training, April 2023. Uh, it's a beautiful April, you can tell, because we're all in light or short sleeve shirts. It's wonderful. Tonight we're going to tour our Presbytery's brand new website. Before we do that, let's open with prayer. Gracious and loving God, your spirit connects us to all living things, breathing in and out and weaving through creation and bringing us back into your presence. And you have given us new ways to connect through the ages. And in this time and this age, the tools at our fingertips that are available through technology are maybe equal parts marvelous and mind-boggling, but they are a gift that we are able to use for the purpose of furthering the work of your church in this time and place. So be with us as we look at one of the ways we connect, as we take a look at the Presbytery's website, and as we think about how that tool can help us build up the body of Christ here in Newcastle Presbytery. So guide us even as we click and point and navigate. Guide us to faithfulness each and every day. We ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
All right, we're going to jump right in with the share screen. Woo-wee. There you go. Here we are. Here is our new homepage. If you have not seen it yet, we designed it using the colors in the Presbytery's logo, the blue, red, and green. And so, yeah. This is part of what I think is fun. I think it's beautiful. But again, I could be biased. So on the home page, we have a search feature. So if we've done our work behind the scenes right in tagging things and you're looking for something, you should be able to use the search bar. And we'll do that at the very end and see if we can find what we're looking for. But on the home page, if you scroll down, you get to our three action words: equip, spark, and grow. And each one's a button. And by button, I mean they are clickable. So you can click on them and navigate to the related pages. And I will not do that right now, because we want to go ahead and scroll through so you see all of it. But each of these leads you to a different page related to those pieces. Below that, we have our latest news. And so this is where you can, right now we're populating it with past things. So it's kind of old stuff, but you can see the newest midweek musings, or the newest Presbytery pause, or the newest Third Thursday training. So our latest news is on our homepage as you move down. Here's something from our Presbyterian polity from our foundation describing who we are. And then also on our homepage towards the bottom are upcoming events. So if you remember, hey, I want to be on that Third Thursday training, if you go to the homepage and come here, you will be able to get some information and then get more information through the details button. The register button for Presbytery meetings, you'll be able to find right on the home page as that's open, things like that. So it's a way for us to try to bring things to that very first page of the website that people are most likely looking for. These are usually the top things people go to a website for: calendar, latest news, and yeah, and then resources. And then down at the bottom is information that can be helpful. Full disclosure, I have not memorized our new mailing address yet, but I know that if I go to our Presbytery's homepage and scroll down to the bottom, I I can get it. And I won't transpose numbers that way. So you always are able to find our contact information, our mailing address. You can click here to email the office. So if you, for whatever reason, you're not sure who you need to email, you can just come here, email the office, and it will come to Donna, who will then distribute it as needed, or to phone. And that will bring you to our general first level line where you can pick extensions. You can subscribe to our newsletter if you haven't already, and then of course quick links. The other piece here, and you probably see this on some websites, these are our social media buttons here on the side. The F would take you to the Presbytery's Facebook page. This, if you're not on Instagram, it probably doesn't mean anything to you, but we do have an Instagram profile. And so this is meant to be a camera lens, and that would take you to the Presbytery's Instagram page. And the last is YouTube. So clicking any of these would take you away from our website, but to that media platform, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. So there is our home page. When you're on the website, all you have to do is click here in the upper left-hand corner, and it will bring you back to the home page. And that's true on most websites. If you are on a website with a logo, almost always, if you are lost in the website and you click the logo, usually in an upper corner, you will be able to go back to the home page. Marge.
I was just wondering, I didn't know that was a link to the YouTube. Things that you record, are they on the YouTube?
Yeah.
So you could just click there and find what you want.
Well, let's take a look. All right, I just clicked. First of all, yay, it took us to, so that's good news. It took us straight to our Presbytery's YouTube channel, which is what I was supposed to do. And our YouTube channel has things organized by playlists. Now, a lot of the things on our YouTube channel are our Third Thursday training, since that's a monthly event. But we have organized things into different playlists. One is an immigrant justice playlist, our Bay Retreat, Presbytery Meetings has a playlist, Presbytery Worship Services, and here we go, Training and Education. And so if you go to the Training and Education playlist, you see all our Third Thursday trainings there on YouTube. Yeah. Yeah. So let's see. Let's go back.
How about that?
Make sure you see what I'm seeing. Yes, you do. Okay, so back to our homepage. Our first tab here is our About tab. And if you just click on About, you will come to our Who We Are page. This is a descriptive summary and then a creative summary of who we are, paired with some pictures. How are we? And here you see another button to meet our leadership. And then the three areas that are taken directly from the Presbytery's manual, the appendix that deals with our vision, that we witness and confess, that we care and equip, and that we support one another. So the about is really the language about who we are and who we feel called to be as a body of Christ. Under about, we've got these five, this drop-down menu with 5 choices. The first is leadership. And so we always will list our moderator and vice moderator with the ability to email them. And then Presbytery leadership, yay, with email and phone number. And then Donna and Anthony, also email and phone number. So again, if you are thinking, I need to reach out to the moderator to propose an item of business for an upcoming Presbytery meeting, but I don't know how to get in touch with him. Here you go. Under About Leadership, you will be able to email the moderator, vice moderator, or staff without having to know where to put your hands on a directory. So it's one of the ways we try to create those connections. Next under About is our churches. And this is exciting. Look at this. We have a Google map of our churches. There we go. That's better. Make it a little bigger. Whoops. I need to make it a little smaller. Whoops. And look, you can play with it. So we have a Google map of our churches, and each pin is linked to the particular church. So here we have First Milford and a link to the website. So one of the things for our churches to keep in mind is if your information changes, like if you have a new website or you shift your contact information, to let us know, because we are doing our best to keep this information up to date. But as we were putting it into this new website, we discovered that we had some wrong website addresses, and yeah, we learned a little bit. Going forward, we hope that you'll help, and there's the option to get directions. So this is great for us. We can take a look at the map of Delaware and the Eastern Shore of Maryland and see where we are. And for the purpose of new worshiping communities, see where we're not. That's part of how I think. But also visitors. It's not super common for somebody to come to the Presbytery website to look for a church. But Presbyterians who know how the Presbyterian Church works will do that. And so if a Presbyterian moves to our area, it's not unlikely that they would come to our website and look for something that tells them about our churches. And this map is a way to help engage people who are looking for a church in their area as well. Yeah, so that's our churches page. Next is our directories page. And this is our commitment to everyone who serves in the presbytery, that our directories are protected. So only members of the presbytery, and that means church members who have a reason to have access, like elders or deacons or church administrators, and ministers or people who are serving on presbytery committees, are given access to the directory. I have access, so I'll show you what it looks like. But if you don't have access, see, look right here. If you cannot access the link, please contact us. And this will help you send an email to Donna, who will ascertain if you should have access to the directories and then help you have that access. Marge.
I just wanted to comment that I think that should read our directory content.
You are correct. Thank you. See, this is helpful because we stare at it so much that you stop seeing the words, right?
Yep.
Thank you. And one of the beautiful things about this website is we can change it. Like Donna could change it right now. Donna's changing it right now. We don't have to, it's a really usable platform. So yeah, we're able to do a lot of editing ourselves. So let's go ahead and access the directory so you can see what that looks like. Right now, we have a second thing, and maybe we should fix the link, Donna, so brings us into the folder. Bring me in the folder. Here we go. So in an effort to make, which may or may not be helpful, we're trying to make the directories a little more user-friendly, so you don't have to page through all these pages to get to somebody. So we've separated out different categories. So our clergy and elders are in one directory. But if you know you need to get in touch with somebody who's on a committee, you don't have to page through that directory. You can come here to our commissions and committees directory and see who's in those commissions and committees like COMC, like CPMM. We've got presbytery gatherings and holidays in our directory folder. Just something to file away. We've got the list of our churches as of the beginning of this year. We've got our covenantal partner team in our directory folder, just in case, fees for limited pastoral services. You'll see in a little bit that is linked under our resources page. We have our officers and staff directory and our pulpit supply. So all of those things, instead of being in one massive document, they're divided out, which hopefully makes things easier. That's the plan. So going back to the website, that's the directory under About Us. And if I refresh, here, if I refresh, Marge, the thing you caught is already fixed. So keep reading closely.
And is the link.
And is the link. Thank you.
Mhm.
Maybe these are tests. No, that's okay. But we do, honest to God, appreciate your help. Also under About is our giving page. The Presbytery has several different kind of ongoing giving opportunities. When we have a presbytery meeting, our assembly worship offering, during our ordinations and installations like we just had at First Milford. This is one of the places where our churches can pay their per capita and mission giving. So directly through the website, come here, and it brings you to the correct portal to make those payments. And then our partnerships, the Congo partnership and the Guatemala partnership. So each one of those gives you an active link that will take you to the appropriate page to make a donation. And then our last page under our About tab is the contact page. There's always a contact page somewhere. And here you are, get in touch. It's the simple little form. So if all else fails, contact us. And this group of people, don't they look like they're good people to contact? Right? They look friendly. They look welcoming. Yeah, contact them. They'll help you out. All right, so that is the About tab. Next to About is our Committees tab. And so I'm clicking just right on the word Committees. We do have committees and commissions, but that's a lot of words up here at the top. You don't want all those words at the top. So Committees is familiar language. So on this first page, the Committees page, we have the list of all the committees with some language describing what they do. So if you're not sure, if you're thinking, we have someone in the church who's interested in being a minister or commission ruling elder, and I can't remember which committee does that. So come here to the website, come to committees, and as you look through, you'll probably see the Commission on Preparation for Missional Ministry guides the official preparation process for people seeking to become teaching elders or commissioned ruling elders. Learn more! And then you can click through to the committee page. So those are our committees. And they're all linked here as well. So if I know that I need to go to Ignite's page. You can go straight there. And so a page for Ignite, a page for COMC, Ministers and Congregations. And because we want this to be accessible for people who have no idea what COMC means, the drop-down menu, instead of saying COMC, says Ministers and Congregations. And so that might make more sense than COMC or CPMM to folks who are looking for some guidance. And so each of our committees has their own page, some with language about what they do, specific roles, and more links. Lots and lots of links to hopefully take you to what you're looking for. So preparation for missional ministry. If you, like I said, have somebody who's interested, you can come to this page and you can find out what is the process. If you click on that, you go to information from the PCUSA about what the process is. 2 phases, inquiry and candidacy. And then if you hit back, you go straight back to where you were. Academic preparation recommendations, all of these are links that hopefully help answer the questions that you're trying to get information for. Roundtable, there you go, pretty round picture. Leadership. So each, like I said, each committee has its own page. The one that's a little different is our Committee on Representations and Representation and Nominations, because on this page, we include the technical information for each committee. So a committee page is going to tell you about their mission and their ministry and what they're called to do. The CORN page, the Representation Nominations page, is going to tell you Ignite has 12 members serving 2-year terms divided into 2 classes. So that's the technical stuff. COMC has 18 members serving 3-year terms divided into 3 classes. If there are regular meetings, they're noted here. So if somebody gives you a call and says, Marge, would you prayerfully discern serving on Ignite? And Marge goes, well, I need to know a little bit more about when they meet. This page, Committee on Representation Nominations, has some of that information. For Ignite, meetings include Saturdays and evenings, but it's not a set Saturday and evening. It fluctuates. So that's something that's a little different about this particular committee page that might be helpful. And then, of course, our trustees page, and Appendix B that tells us about our trustees. So the next tab, these things across the top are called tabs, is our partnerships tab. And again, similar to our committees, there is a landing page, this partnerships page that lists our partnerships with good logos or pictures. Or you can use the drop-down menu. And so each of our partnerships either is linked to an outside page, like Guatemala has their own website. So that link takes you to ncpguatemala.com and their own website. You can check that out and then hit the back button and come back to the Presbytery's website. The Montgomery group just has a page on our website. So depending on what the partnership is, you may be directed outside of our website or inside our website. Either way, they are connected directly to our partnerships. So those are our partnerships. Look at all the ways that we are connected and doing some really amazing ministry. It's exciting. All right, we're doing good. This next tab, our resources tab, this is the one that we expect both people are going to be excited about and also people will use regularly. Again, if you click just on resources, you get a landing page. It tells you a little bit about each of the sub pages. We have a sub page for presbytery matters, for churches and pastors, for training and equipping, and for our Matthew 25. And each of those is in the drop-down menu. So the presbytery page is where we are going to post our minutes. Minutes are public documents, and so we want to be sure that our most recent presbytery minutes from our assembly meetings are accessible to folks. And so those are linked here. Again, if you click on the link, it's going to take you to our Google Drive and to that particular set of minutes. And then from there, you have the option to print them or download them. You can open them on your computer with something else. So if you want to have them yourself, you do have the option to do that. We also, again, so you don't have to scroll through everything, Donna did a fantastic job separating out all the appendices from our manual. And so you've got the full manual, but also each of the appendix items separate. So if you, if your pastor has a sabbatical coming up, you don't have to page through the whole manual. You can just come here, click on Appendix O, and there you go. And same thing, you can download this, you can print it, you can save it to your computer, you can open it in your own programs. You have access to our guidelines for sabbatical leave. We also have on the presbytery page under resources our financial pieces like our current budget, the previous year financial review. So we're in process of getting bids to do the financial review for our 2022 books. Once that's done and approved, that will be posted. Information about MedWrap and what that is. Information about how to pay per capita and mission giving through that giving portal. Our voucher and check request. So if you if you have hosted something and you incurred expense like a presbytery meeting and you bought supplies and you want to be reimbursed, here you go. Expense voucher and funding voucher or check request. You can click on that, download it, send it to Donna. And also some our scholarship applications are available here on the Presbytery resource page. Also on the Presbytery resource page are the most current Book of Order, our Book of Confessions, and the 1999 Book of Occasional Services. And so each of those are a PDF. Here's the Book of Order. Boop, boop. This is how I keep the Book of Order. I have it as a PDF. I can access it on my phone or my tablet or my computer, and it makes my life easier. You don't have to be me, but you do have access to a PDF of our Book of Order. And the Book of Occasional Services can be handy to have. So that might be one we work on. But if you want ordination or installation services, there are examples here. And then worship responsibilities of a presbytery moderator. We'll go back and check out that link and that resource, because I want it to be better than that. And then at the very bottom of the page, a link to our synod, the Synod of the Mid-Atlantic, and then the committees, their grant information and their missions. So all of those are grouped under the presbytery page. So these are the things that we deal with at at the top level of the presbytery. And that's, if that helps you think of where you would find things, think about things that deal with the governance of the presbytery, like the manual, or the governance of the denomination, like the Book of Order. So those things are on our presbytery page. Then we have a page for churches and pastors. And this is a page where the resources will continue to grow and be updated. And so we've got church resources like the Pulpit Supply Directory. So you see, we're trying to think about, where would someone look for a Pulpit Supply Directory? Some people would look under the Directories tab. Other people may look under a Resources for Churches tab. So the links are in both places to the same document. It's just one document, but we're trying to think about, how do people look for these things? The current fees for pastoral services, if you have pulpit supply or guest moderator, our current employment and compensation guidelines. So these list of resources are meant to be the place to go. So if your pastor announces a impending retirement, well, check the church resources page. Here we have a pastor transition checklist, the covenant of closure, which will be part of saying goodbye, pastor exit interview questions. If you are bringing in a temporary pastor, here's an agreement template. So we're really trying to gather these things in one place and then keep them up to date in one place. So you are not trying to think, is it this committee or is it that commission? There are links from the COMC page as well, but all you have to remember is, I'm going to look under church resources. Pastor resources, guidelines for retirement, direct link to the Board of Pensions, those ordination and installation guidelines, the things that pastors particularly might be interested in. And this will also expand as particular resources that we want to be sure are easily accessible come across our desks. Stewardship and property resources, including the Hayloft information, and then clerk of session resources can be found on the resources, churches and pastors page. And that is another place where, as they're really good resources we want to keep, they'll be added here. So that's the page that we've really tried to think about. What do churches look for? What do pastors look for? What do clerks of sessions look for? And so if you look for something and you're not finding it, let us know. Shoot Donna or I an email and say, I was looking for, I don't know. I was looking for a link to the lectionary. Hey, that might be a good link to put under our pastor resources. And actually it might be, which we can do. So that's the churches and pastors page. But if there's something that you think should be there that you don't see, please, please, please let us know. Then we have the training and equipping page. And this talks about our ongoing training opportunities and requirements. It's got our Third Thursday trainings, including the link for Zoom access, a link to the link, I should say, and then where you can find the information on the previous sessions. So instead of having a huge long list here, they are gathered in another place. But all you have to do is click here and you will go to that gathering place on our website. Information about our anti-racism training, information about our healthy boundaries. So those things and the appropriate links are found under our resources, training and equipping tab. And then, because we are a Matthew 25 presbytery, look at that. It even says so. It must be true. We also have specific Matthew 25 resources. So if you are interested in learning more about congregational vitality or dismantling structural racism, eradicating systemic poverty, or the three intersectional priorities that were just approved by the 225th General Assembly, you can come to this page under our resources and click through and learn. Mimi, I see your hand, and you are muted.
All right. So it says we're a Matthew 25 presbytery.
Yes.
Are individual churches also a part of this, or is this a presbytery thing and that includes all of us?
Yes, and yes. So
Okay.
because we're a Matthew 25 presbytery, a lot of, if not most of our programming is either specifically connected to one of the Matthew 25 foci or informed by those foci. Like the Bay Retreat was focusing on building congregational vitality. And churches can vote to be Matthew 25 churches and register on the PCUSA website as a Matthew 25 church, and make that commitment within the congregation as well. So it is a yes and. Yes at the presbytery level, but the invitation is also for churches.
Are very many churches in this presbytery part of that?
I believe we have 10. And I can, here, we're going to practice using our resources.
Aha.
We're going to come here to our assembly minutes because I know in my report, which is attached as an appendix to assembly minutes, I list our Matthew 25 churches. And that's something that I know that, okay, that's administrative commission. Ha ha ha. Matthew 25. Woohoo! I knew it was here. 12 as of November. We have 12 congregations, and they are Chestertown Community, Cool Spring, Dover, Easton, Georgetown, McKemmy Memorial, Newcastle, New Covenant, Ocean View, West Nottingham, and Westminster in Wilmington. And that may have changed since November, but as of November 11th, yeah, those were the churches that are registered on the PCUSA website, because that's where I go. If your congregation, if your session has voted and you're not on this list, check with me and I can help you sign up on the website. And Marge.
So back on that page of Matthew 25, is there a place on there that tells churches how to do that? What's required and how they register? Or where would that be?
That is a good idea. I don't believe we've done that. Yeah.
Or maybe it's somewhere else. Is it somewhere else?
Well, it's not on our website because I didn't think about that, but it would be easy to add. Each of these things, like, so if you come here and click here to learn about congregational vitality, actually, that's not a good, blah, 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 blah. Systemic poverty. Where does that one go? I'm trying to remember where these go because, you know, okay. Yeah, so thank you. I am trusting Donna wrote that down, or we'll just remember. To be honest, I usually just Google Matthew 25 PCUSA and it takes me straight to the page. But we will add that to this so that that's easy to click to the Matthew 25 website through the PCUSA. Thank you. Yeah. Lyle. And you are muted.
Well, this is very helpful information. However, when Mimi asked her question of what churches are Matthew 25 churches, and then you knew how to answer that because you remembered it was in a part of your General Assembly report. However, if you wanted to know that, how would she be able to, what would she click on here to get that information? Because under Matthew 25, your categories don't have that. Yeah.
And I think your question and Marge's question together give us, we can add a block. That's how this works. That says something about what Matthew 25 is, because here our website assumes that people know what that is. And so we can add a block that says, what is Matthew 25, with a link to the denomination's main page. And we can have add a block that says, these are our Matthew 25 churches. Thank you. See, this is one of the reasons I wanted to do this, because, and you've done this before, maybe not building a website, but you forget what is completely obvious to you and not obvious at all to anybody else. So that's awesome. Thank you so much. If you come back to the website in a couple of days, you will see those things added to our Matthew 25 page. Thank you for helping us build a fantastic website. Are you having fun, Marge? All right, next to resources is our gatherings tab. And our gatherings tab, if you click, you get a landing page. This is what this is called. It's a landing page. And our basic gatherings are our meetings, our assemblies, and our retreats. And each of those is in a drop-down menu. So our next assembly is Saturday, May 20th, being hosted by the Presbyterian Church of Chestertown. All of the information for the assembly will be on this assembly page. The registration link will be on this page, and all of our documents for that assembly will be here. You will not have to click through multiple pages. You won't have to scroll through multiple entries. This is how we're going to do it. The upcoming assembly will be built here, basically. So you see the minutes from previous assemblies that we'll be voting on. We have a statement of faith for a new pastor. I anticipate we'll have a few more. Any of our committee reports, my report, any of those things will all be gathered right here. And so we'll have our assembly meeting May 20th. It's going to be fantastic. Honestly, it's going to be fantastic. Our moderator and the pastors at Presbyterian Church of Chestertown are really putting together a fantastic assembly. So whether you come in person or use our Zoom option, it's going to be really great. So everything will be here. And then about a month after the assembly, we will clear this out. So these will not be linked here forever, because the relevant reports will be linked to the minutes. And so that all it will be here by the end of June will be the draft minutes from May with all the reports attached as appropriate. And anything, this is where we'll start gathering the documents for the September meeting. So that's the plan. That's the plan. We'll see how it works. I think it'll be all right. But now you know, for your commissioners, come to the presbytery, gatherings, assemblies, and be able to register. You have the calendar right here, as well as all the relevant documents. Then we have our retreats page. And on our retreats page, as it becomes time to register for a retreat and share information, this is where you would find it. Here you go, breaking news if you hadn't heard it already. You're among the first. In 2024, we're going to a new place for our Bay retreat, the Hyatt Place in Dewey Beach. And it's actually on the bay. Truth in advertising. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. Yeah, and so we've got the dates, we've got the place reserved, and that information, the dates as well as the place, are here on our retreat page. And then information about the pastor's retreat. At this point, we have the dates, we have the place. In fact, this is a picture from the place, from the balcony at the place. And as we get information about the leadership and schedule, those things will be posted here. So hopefully easy to find. Mimi, and you're muted.
All right, pastor's retreat, is that just for current pastors, or does that include retired pastors who might like to participate?
This time, again, we are going to focus on pastors in active ministry. Yeah,
Okay.
because of the topic we're looking at.
Because I know that Dave's at about 8 different churches
Yeah.
and is out and about. Not that I'm saying he's interested. We haven't discussed that. I'm just asking the question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that is the plan. The next tab for the website is our calendar tab. Everyone needs to know the calendar tab. And on our calendar tab, look, here we are. We have our Third Thursday training right there. We have our, we're going to try a new thing this year, see how it goes. We're calling it our NCP Staff on the Road. We're starting up in Wilmington because that's, if you remember the map, that's where a large concentration of churches are. But then we're going to go all the way south and west. And yeah, we're going to have fun. Yeah, Mimi.
Okay, this is where we ran into some trouble today.
Okay.
So this looks like your homepage, right?
This does?
Yes, it does. Go to your homepage.
It mirrors it.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. All right. Then apparently got something else. Go back to the calendar where you were, please. All right. Now click under the training details.
Okay.
Now go down.
Okay. So this is where we need to be sure that we have Zoom link. Oh,
Yes.
gotcha.
Because we couldn't find it. And somehow I went to the calendar page and I must have been playing around and kept going down and down and down.
And then we got to the Google Calendar.
Yes, but we didn't see that right away.
Mm-hmm. No.
So then we
right there. Yeah.
So I sent Donna an email. So I'm not sure you need that mirror image when you get to the calendar. I think that maybe more people are adept at just keep on going and keep on going.
Or maybe we need to swap the two. So the calendar's at the top and the upcoming events are below that. So the calendar is the first thing people see.
You might think about that.
Yeah, thank you very, very much. Or if there's a clearer way to link the event modules with the calendar information. But yeah, clearly it didn't work, which means we need to play with it. Thank you. And I see you, Marge.
So I'm not clear what this NCP Staff on the Road is.
It is, so we, you may remember that we don't have an office anymore.
Right.
So there isn't a place where people can come and see us. And so this is our attempt to say, we're going to come to regions of the presbytery and just be available for conversation. The plan is kind of a 10 to 2 time frame. So come for a cup of coffee or come for lunch or come for a sweet bite in the afternoon, just for connection. So there isn't an agenda.
So would if I went on here, would I know what 111 West 10th Street is?
No, you probably wouldn't. So it would be helpful for this one. We're meeting at Deco in downtown Wilmington.
I was thinking that might be it, but I was also wondering if it wasn't it, what would I be looking for
Yeah,
there?
thank you. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, so we will update that. So it identifies the place. Because, yeah, the plan is to gather at places instead of, privileging one church over another, to gather in neutral places where we can have some fun. And it turns out that Deco has a foosball table. So I used to be a mean foosball player very, very long time ago. I'll be happy to play some foosball with anyone who shows up and wants to take a spin. Mimi?
I don't know. I don't know what Deco is. Is it a restaurant of
Yeah.
sorts?
So Deco, and so it would probably also be good to link to it. And I'm just taking a look at the RSVP. Yeah, so to go ahead and link to Deco itself. Deco is basically a dining hall with, oh my gosh, I don't even know, 6 or 8 different restaurant stalls and then a huge open area. So you can choose between pizza or chicken and waffles or sushi or I don't even know, wraps or sandwiches. So different restaurant stalls, and then everyone gets what they want and sits at a table. It's a big open eating area, and they have tables outside too.
Okay, one more question.
Sure.
It would be helpful to know where people should park, especially if they're not Wilmington familiar.
You are right. And that was something that we talked about on Tuesday. So we can, I'm going to refresh my screen. Aha! Deco Food Court. Great. See? Look at it. So this is one of the beautiful things that we can make these changes. But yeah, so we will go ahead and add the link so people can visit the Deco website and see what it is, and then add some information about parking. Just for your information, there is metered on the street parking that you can use the Park Mobile app to pay for up to 2 hours, and then there are some garages. And it is in the DuPont building in downtown Wilmington. Kind of a fun place. And there's a foosball table, in case you missed that. Our last tab is our communications tab. And this is where you can find all things communications related. And so Donna, really, I say we, and we in this case means Donna. Donna's in the process of pulling in old communications. And I think one of the things, and I'm saying this out loud, I haven't said this to Donna yet, one of the things I want to check is if we can post date these entries so that they show up when they actually happened. That's a different project. But on our communications page, you can see all these posts. They're essentially acting like blog posts, which means people have the option to comment if they want, to give it a heart if they want. But again, for ease of finding, we also have these categories. So if you know, hey, there was something in the most recent midweek musing I want to check out, you can come here and find more. And this will include some of our kind of news blasts, like this mental health first aid certification training that we sent out today. So you will find past news blasts, but also midweeks here under midweek musings. If you want to revisit a Presbytery Pause article, this is where you would find it under our news and communications. And this is where you'll find the training and education postings. So usually we've got the recording, and then sometimes I also have a PowerPoint presentation. And I save that as a PDF, or I have other resources. So this is where you can go back through the list of each of these third Thursday trainings. So here, if you click on one, it takes you to the full page. Oh, that's a great picture. It takes you can view it, and if there are any resources or any other information related to that particular training, you'd find it right here. And then the more things related to presbytery meetings and our health ministries. Marge.
I just wanted some clarification about midweek and presbytery pause. Because I used to get the midweek all the time. Now I get presbytery pause. Are they both still being sent out?
They are, and it's the same list of recipients. So I don't know if one's going to your spam box. Yeah.
All right, I'll look at that, because I thought I was just getting presbytery pause. Are they every other week?
So they alternate weeks. So today, midweek musings went out. In fact, and so
I got that. Yes.
okay, great. And then next week, a presbytery pause will go out.
Okay, I'll watch for that. Thank you.
So this is the midweek for today.
So is the purpose of the two of them different?
Yeah, so the presbytery pause is essentially an article, and Tracy and I alternate on those. So essentially once a week, once a month,
okay,
you'll get a reflection from me. Once a month, you'll get a reflection from Tracy.
Okay. I do get both of those then.
Yeah, so they're not meant to be full of all the news and activities. They're more meant to be kind of a devotion, reflection. Yeah. So that is our news and communications. So there you go. And then in our top right-hand corner, we do have a donate button, a giving button, which will take you to the same page as the giving page listed here. So let's see how oh my gosh, we're a little after 6. Let's just see. Pulpit supply, that's a typical one. Woo! Success! So if you're the kind of person who walks into the store and goes up to a sales associate and says, I'm looking for X, where is it? Then this search bar is your friend. If you're like me and you don't want to ask anybody because then they might tell you and you don't have the joy of searching. These are different personality traits. Then you can go like, oh, I wonder where it would be. But as you see, Pulpit Supply pulled up both of those places I said under the directories and then also under our resources page. It worked exactly the way it was supposed to. I'm so excited. That doesn't always happen. So friends, okay, I didn't even pay attention to the time. I apologize. That is our new Presbytery website. Thank you. Seriously, thank you so much for going through it with us, but also saying, wait a minute, what about that? And that didn't work. And I don't think that's the word you want there. It really is helpful. And as you find things, because websites are always a work in progress, always. As you find things, please do not hesitate to shoot Donna an email, shoot me an email. We both have editing privileges, and we will see what we can do. We're happy to do that. So, yes, Marge.
I'm wondering if, having just gone through this process at a professional level, if you have any, if it would be helpful, if you have any recommendations for churches, because keeping up the website at the church is like the bane of everybody's existence.
Yes, it is. Yeah, I'd be happy to either talk to churches individually, or I can do a third Thursday training on that this summer or fall, definitely. Yeah, I'd be happy to do that. Yes, I have opinions, most of which I think are helpful. So next month, May, our third Thursday is May 18th. Again, 5 p.m., same link. But we're going to be welcoming the Reverend, I'm going to make sure I get it right, Reverend Sarah Leisherness. She is the Deputy Executive Director for Mission Program at the Presbyterian Mission Agency. Previously, before stepping into this position, so basically Diane Givens-Moffat, who is President and Executive Director for the Presbyterian Mission Agency, has three Deputy Executive Directors. Sarah Corey Saucer Hall, who was with us in February, and a third person who I have invited, and I hope that we will get to meet him later this year. So they work directly with Diane, and then underneath them are the program areas. Previously, Sarah was the director for Compassion, Peace, and Justice, which is where Presbyterian Disaster Assistance is housed, where the Presbyterian Hunger Program is found, where they do a lot. Compassion, Peace, and Justice. And since 2019, she was also the acting director for World Mission. So the fact that she's now the Deputy Executive Director for Mission Program, she knows what she's talking about. And so it's our opportunity to learn about what are some of the programs, what are some of the ways that the Presbyterian Church is active in mission at the national level, and where are places that we can plug in? What are resources we could use to replicate or come alongside in those efforts? I will also let you know that I am in the process of working with a minister who was ordained to a ministry of gun violence prevention with Presbyterian Peace Fellowship to come and on one of our evening Zooms to do a presentation about the Presbyterian Peace Fellowship's program called Guns into Gardens. It's quoting the passage from Isaiah when they'll beat their swords into plowshares. We don't have swords, but we know the ongoing impact of gun violence. And so Deanna and I are working on some dates for her to come and talk about ways that churches can be active in gun violence prevention. It's not about taking people's guns away. It's not that. It is seeking to reduce violence, prevent violence, and live into our call to be peacemakers. So as soon as I have that date, that will go out to everyone. It won't be a third Thursday because the next several are booked already, but it will be a Thursday night. Yeah. Any questions before we close tonight? Any other thoughts or insights? Oh. Thank you all. Thank you. I had fun. I hope you all have a wonderful evening, and yeah, thank you for going on a tour of our website with us.